They said Peyton Manning comes up to Pat McAfee. So everybody's looking like, what the fuck? Why is the Peyton Manning talking to this loser? So everybody's watching while he's at the roulette table. They said Peyton Manning goes, hey, red on 18, and walks out. And I'm thinking like red 18. I'm thinking like, what does he think this is? The league? What does he think keeping on? What's he calling an audible or something? Man, Pat McAfee they said everybody in the casino put their money on red 18. That bit hit. Peyton Manning winked and walked off. They said everybody ate. They said everybody ate that day. Like it was like the most Peyton Manning shit you could ever see happen. And then Peyton Manning said, yeah, man. He said there was something about Pat McAfee though, because he said he's tried to do that shit like 18 more times. It hasn't hit not once.
Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
Hey, welcome to Totally Blitzed podcast. This is Paul Pickleman and Concha, and with me today, as always, we got a little cat in the building.
You know what I'm saying? Kev Waterboi, Savoi on your boys. You know what I'm saying? How we coming into all black. You know how we coming.
Today, we're here to talk some football over the weekend, here to take some shots after some bad picks, and smoke some weed to make everything feel a little better.
Definitely. First off, I just want to start off by saying fuck the entire hour of 4 o'clock because niggas was doing straight on their picks until we hit 4 o'clock. I was all good. Everything was all right until 4 o'clock hit. How that work?
Man, in National Football League, anything can happen. Doesn't matter how hot you are, someone's ready to just knock you right off the top.
Bro, the Seahawks are up 24-9. I was upset.
And the Titans are running the ball.
I was upset. Like, how does that work?
Well,
like,
it was.
I was watching it and I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I said. I'm going to talk my shit on the podcast this week. This is Seahawks going exactly what I said, but the Titans did exactly what I said they needed to do that shit. Like, come on, man. How that work?
There were some good games this weekend. I mean, you got the Titans, the Seahawks, the Vikings, and Cardinals. That was another, like, to shoot them out. Even the Cowboys and Chargers. But I will say we did do pretty good on all our picks. You and Dax are tied after the week 2. You both went 9-6. I'm right there, nipping at y'all heels. 8-7. Just one wrong game got me back here.
Fuck Pittsburgh and the Dolphins hold me.
Hey, Tua died. I can't blame it all on Tua because I can't blame it all on Dolphins. When he died, we went for it. We'll talk about it. When we recap that game. That's definitely something I am going to talk about. But to start off the show, I've been kind of trying not to think about it, but I do owe everyone in the audience 6 shots. And I ain't gonna run from them. Hey,
that boy on his Michael Jordan shit.
For those who are not watching us and just the audio listeners, I got a bottle of tequila in front of me. Pouring up the first of 6. And don't let Kev fool you. He himself is a victim. He has to take 2 shots for the Falcons. He was feeling kind of bold with that Falcons pick.
You know what I'm saying? We got that black Hindu. Say, hey, you can't see it because my light too far.
So here's one.
Hey, man, this is that bullshit right here. I ain't got no shot glass. I'm not no professional. I'm going to take my 2 to the head and keep it moving. Fuck football.
Ooh. Ain't the smoothest. 3.
I'm really a smoker kid. I need a Coke. God damn, Paul. Come on, man. Clap it up for Paul, man. Come on, man. Let him know. Hey, how many that? Hey, man, 2 more, Paul. Get that shit on.
Kind of burns.
Kinda. Get that shit, man. 2 more. Ooh. dog. Ooh, I know that puts some hair on your chest. Bro, don't be scared to take an extra sip or two now, dog.
Well, I know. Well, I'll finish up my last shot right here. Lead us into the last week's games.
Ah, man. So this man Paul over here, I gotta let the audience know this man Paul's on the last shot doing his thing, man. Come on, man. Hey, let's get this man on. Chug. Hey, hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, that's a sign for the audience. Don't bet on the Dolphins. That should have just killed your whole parlay.
Hey,
but
no one can expect injuries.
But now off to the picks. Week 2 was a crazy week for the NFL. There were a lot of injuries, but a lot of shit went down. A lot of teams, a lot of close games, a lot of low-scoring affairs, a lot of back and forth, some missed field goals. This was a lot of jumping shit. So first, let's just go ahead and start off with the Thursday game. Just crazy quick recap. We got the Giants versus the Redskins. We over here on the Totally Blitzed podcast, all 4 chose the Redskins. But we did not expect the game to go like it did. That game was wild. It ended with a missed field goal. And you really just look back at the Washington football team, you just sitting there thinking like, damn, they really stole one. No lie. But what did you think about that game, Paul? If you still got brain cells right now.
I'm still trying to recover. But we all knew that Heineke was a real baller. He proved it. What do you have? Like 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Even that one interception, I don't even put it completely on him. Like, it was the final 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and they're in the lead. Why y'all even throw a passing play? Ron Rivera, that was a terrible play call. Almost costed them the game. But it should. If that wasn't, they weren't playing the Giants. Like, that would have been game almost anywhere else. But it was just a sloppy game on both sides. I think the Giants had 11 penalties for 81 yards. Washington had 9 for 80 yards. Drop passes on both sides. The bigger one is the Slayton drop for a touchdown that Daniel Jones threw a dime on. It was one of those games where it was exciting to watch because it was close. But I just know the coaches were pissed because there were so many missed opportunities, or when opportunities happened, a holding call that brought back a big run. I will say I thought Barkley looked pretty good. I think he's one game away from being back to that true workhorse. And I think honestly Washington's D is not looking as good as what they were supposed to coming into the season. I haven't really heard much of Chase Young's name. Landon Collins, he looked pretty slow back there at safety. It's just they paid a lot of money for this defense that was highly talked about, and to let Daniel Jones put up 29 and to do it, honestly, I would say this was Daniel Jones' best game of his career. So they paid a lot of money. They need to start buckling down on defense if they have any shot at winning this division.
Definitely. Let's say next on to the Sunday games. What game are we talking about first, Paul?
I think we started off. I ain't gonna run from it. Let's just talk about it right now. Bills 35 at Dolphins 0. I just wanted to get it out the way. Tua died. Okay. Hopefully he comes back. The rib injury, X-ray showing a negative. Hopefully, just depending on pain tolerance and how he feels going into the week and who's going to be the starter. But honestly, before he even went out, he was sacked twice, and on that third hit was the one that took him out on a crucial 4th and 1 where we went for it, which set up the Bills for good field percentage. But it wasn't like they had a great – I know the score shows 35-0, but the Bills did not have a great game. They just had short field advantage after we kept going for it on 4th downs. And if you go for it on 4th down on midfield, you're just setting up the other team for an easy score. Brissett threw an interception in the red zone to Devontae Parker. Jakeem Grant fumbled in the red zone on the 10-yard line. Devontae Parker dropped a touchdown. Malcolm Brown was stuffed on the 4th and 1 on the 1. So there was times where we could have put up 3 or we just kept going for it. getting stuffed or something, setting up for Bills to score. But Josh Allen was really under 50% completion percentage almost the whole game. He only ended the game, I believe, like 180 yards, 50% completion percentage, a touchdown and an interception, and he threw 3 balls that were dropped by defenders. So there could have been more picks on the paper.
I'm not gonna lie to you, kid. They smoked y'all boys. They put y'all in the pack and rolled y'all thing. But it's not as bad as it looked, though, because like you said, they was going for a lot of fourth down, so there's a lot of short field advantages. Josh Allen did not have a good game. They weren't looking great. Stephon Diggs scored a touchdown. I said he would. Like, what's it called? But like, it was because it was just like an all around just hurt effect. Because like the defense definitely wasn't getting killed like that. It was just like, bro, how many 3 and outs can you go before you like, man, fuck this, dog? Like, you're tired. Like, bro, you spent damn near the whole second half on the field. Like, nobody wants to play defense all day. And then like the offense, y'all was just getting killed by the pass rush. See, the Bills defense, people aren't going to talk about this, but the Bills defense is low-key a little bit better than we expected this year. But that pass rush was getting back there. Like, I don't know if y'all boys got line issues or something, but that pass rush getting back there, kid. There's nothing a quarterback can do. If niggas is just, if individuals is just getting back there, like no, like it's no say so. Like what? And so it's like y'all lost 35-0. Y'all got smoked. It happens. But it's like I thought y'all boys was gonna eat because like this was a chance to really take over the division because right now the division don't really got a crown right now, a king or nothing. And the Bills ain't looked too great last game. So it's like, okay, if this Dolphins defense could get back there and go kill them boys, like maybe they could take over the division. This could be a real deal play for when it comes to playoff time. But nah, the Bills is looking like they're about to figure out what they got to do to figure stuff out. Their offense isn't going to be as good as next year, but they're going to get meshed together. I don't think they're going to be like the second best team in the AFC again, but they're going to be like a pretty decent team this season. So it's going to come down to the Dolphins making the playoffs. Like, can that offense like complement that defense well?
Yeah, and if me and Dax said earlier after the episode last week, if Tua's done after Tua went out, like just pack up the season. Just like Jacoby Brissett's not gonna do it for us. Like in my opinion, from what I saw last game, just pack it up. We'll be better next year. And maybe it is true. Maybe Tua is just undersized and just always has that injury liability because of his size. But
definitely, I gotta protect that boy.
Oh yeah. Well, going into it, we had like the 28th ranked line, and the Bills D line definitely made sure to show that. But, so going into another game, we had the Bengals playing the Bears at Soldier Field. The Bears squeaked out a 3-point victory. Me and you both were on that. We had Joey Burrow, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 207 yards. Is there anything you really liked about this game or anything that stood out for you?
I ain't watched this shit, but I will say this: it was a competitive affair. I didn't expect it to be as competitive as it was, but Justin Fields got some playing time. I don't think he looked that great, but he didn't look terrible. Like, but it's like the Bears, so it's kind of like either or. It's not really one or two. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they play the scheme next week because Andy Dalton might still be hurt. So I think this game was like it told some things, but like I didn't really watch it like that. Like I couldn't even tell you the score for real. So like it was straight. I definitely want to see what Justin Fields can do. That was my biggest takeaway from this. Like I want to see what Justin Fields can do. And the Bengals pass rush was a little bit decent. Like nobody's really gonna talk about good D lines nowadays.
Yeah, one thing I will say was Joe Burrow had 3 interceptions on a 3. One of them I would give him the benefit of the doubt. He was hurried, he was hit on the throw. I know it affected the throw, so you can't always put that on the quarterback. But the other 2, one was a pick 6 where he just did not see Roquan Smith in coverage and he took it to the house. And the other one was an overthrow heave where he just completely overthrew everybody and went straight to the safety. Those are 2 throws where I was just like, what are you doing? Like that didn't look like franchise quarterback material. But he's still young. Everyone makes mistakes. It is the Bears' defense. Their secondary wasn't all that strong going into it, but their D-line did create some havoc on Burrow, making him on some hurried throws. It was just one of those defensive games where both offenses stalled and just whoever could put up 20 points was going to win. Going on over to Cleveland, we had the Texans 21 at the Browns 31. This was an easy pick for everybody. Everyone knew the Browns was going to handle business coming into the game. It was a little scary, though, and to start the game. It was like 7-7. The Baker threw an interception, and then Tyrod scored on that one. It was like 14-7 after that. But Baker came back to the game, shook it off. He didn't throw another incompletion for the rest of the game. Tyrod went out with I believe it was like an ankle injury. I can't remember. It was something to do with his leg, but remember he went out. He was looking pretty good before he went out. 10 for 11, 125 yards. But as soon as Davis Miles came in, that rookie for the Texans, he just stunk up the field. 8 for 18, 100 yards, a touchdown, an interception, a fumble. He had a pair of interceptions that was dropped. I mean, I thought it was honestly, with Tyrod in the game, it could have been really a dogfight all the way to the end. But the moment
anybody that said the Browns was going to win the Super Bowl before the season, I'm going to need you to go ahead. I got the clips. Go ahead and take your shots because y'all were just on some bullshit. We don't know what the fuck y'all got going on. But, like, the Browns definitely this was supposed to be a lot closer game than it was because Tyrod Taylor and the boys was fighting. And, like, those corners were not giving up nothing. And the thing about the Texans is they don't have a great team. They gave up all their best players. So it's really just players digging deep and going out with their heart. They're really trying to go out there and win every week. So it's kind of special when you think about it. So, like, Tyrod Taylor getting hurt is bad. I hope it's not that bad an injury. But, like, the Texans are not the worst team in the league. And I'm not saying they're not the top 5 worst, but it's definitely like, okay, this team is rebuilding with some picks and some
without Tyrod, I would say they might be the worst team in the league, though.
Oh, definitely. Well,
yeah, them and the Jags.
Like the Jags are kind of bad, but yeah, the Texans are surprising me. The Browns, I'm gonna need everybody kind of pipe down on the boys a little bit.
Nick Chubb had a good game, but it was supposed to be a spectacle. I mean, it's the Texans. I'm not trying to throw any digs at the Texans defense. It's one of those defenses where on paper it could be really bad. But like you said, these are some people who are digging deep. Like, honestly, there are a whole bunch of old vets, journeymen, who are just trying to play to the next contract. So they do really good here. They're going to get a good contract. So, like, no one expects much from you, and that's usually sometimes, like, your best scenario. No one expects much from me, bet I'm going to go do what I got to do. Another one, this was a close game. This one, I had this on a lot of parlays. Some I was saved on because I bought the extra half point. Others I didn't because I left it at 3.5. Rams 27, Colts 24. Honestly,
this was a good game.
This was a really good game. If you believe it or not, to me, the Colts appeared as though they dominated in this game early. Like, they drove down the field easily in the opening drive, got down to the 1-yard line. They got stuffed on all 4 plays. Carson Wentz took that sack on 4th and goal, so no points right there. Once again, they get the ball. They drove it down again. This time they're on, like, the 5-yard line. Carson Wentz does that little offhand shovel pass interception that goes straight to the Rams defender. Like, before, at halftime, it was only a 4-point game, but the Colts had outgained the Rams. But then, coming into it, like, honestly, Stafford and Cooper Kupp, that connection is going to be very legitimate. Cooper Kupp might be a surprising, like I liked him always, but he really might be, after this season, fantasy-wise, and anyway, a top 5 receiver just because of him and Stafford's connection. And the Rams punt blunder that led to the Colts touchdown, it was just one of those games where, like, those little mistakes cost you. So same with those like them deciding to go for it on those 4th downs and not getting no points, that burnt the Colts. The Rams spot special teams that hurt the Rams, but it just came down to like Stafford had the ball. He got the job done when he needed to. And Carson Wentz sprained both his ankles, and they had to go with a backup who threw an interception on like the very next play. Maybe if Carson Wentz wasn't out right there, we might see overtime. Or you don't know. It's football. But I still stand by what I said when I was talking about the Colts. Like just because they lost to the Rams, who are one of my NFC favorites to win it, and who did they lose to week 1?
They lost to the Seahawks. The Colts.
The Seahawks, another strong NFC team. Like this is the best 0-2 team right now. If Carson Wentz can't play for an extended period of time, it might be a little shaky. They might miss playoffs just because if you lose 4 games early, you're done. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are.
Definitely, I watched this game. This game was on the big screen. This shit was lit. I'm not gonna lie to you. When they got those first 4, those 4 goal line stops, I was like, oh, big dick energy today. Like them boys came through with shits. Like, oh man, that was the defense really came through. The boys is eating. I thought Carson Wentz wasn't gonna go out like no bitch. He did it. He went out with 2 ankle sprains. That's kind of scary.
Ooh.
But yeah, that's scary as fuck. How does it?
And you saw him on the sideline with the hat on, pissed as a motherfucker. Like, hey, put me back in the game. Like
that doesn't even happen in basketball. No, that's crazy. That doesn't even happen in basketball. These people jump off of 2 feet. Like I've never heard that before. But this was a good game. The Colts are definitely the great team. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. Well, no, because their division isn't that tough. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Colts. Hopefully Carson Wentz can come back because injury is something we never want to see, but it's part of the game. It's going to be interesting to see what that is. But like that game was lit. You hit all the highlights on it. That punt blunder, that really changed the course of the game. But if Carson Wentz didn't go out, I don't see this game ending the way it did.
Yeah, I see at least overtime. Honestly, I see the Colts coming out because I like the Colts kicker. But one stat line, one number I didn't want to throw out there on this game was Cooper Kupp. He might have been my MVP wide receiver performance. 9 catches, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, and one of them was the go-ahead touchdown late in the game. Real nice.
I think they're calling great plays for him because he's getting open. Like he's getting open on these individuals.
Well, it was always the thing with Jared Goff was Jared Goff, is he good or is it just the play calling that's good? So now that we have someone who we know is a good quarterback or a great quarterback, and you already have a great play caller, people are going to get open. And that was the issue with Jared Goff was he might not hit the guy when he's open or he might underthrow the deep throw. You're not going to get it. You'll never see an underthrow from Stafford. You'll never see an underthrow from Stafford.
That's a fact.
And if you're open, he'll put it on you.
Now, these are facts.
So, going into another blowout, this is one of my picks I had. Made some good money on it. Patriots 25, Jets 6. Belichick, after this win, now he is 23-6 against rookie quarterback.
You teased the line?
In one of the games I teased it, but this one I took it just to -6. I did have it on a teaser just because I didn't see them no way not winning. But with the big thing that I knew was this Mecca Becton Jr. was going to be out left tackle. He was supposed to be a stud. You don't have a good left tackle. You have a rookie quarterback, and you have a strong front seven and a pissed off Bill Belichick. It's not going to be a good Sunday for you.
Nah, definitely. Nah, that was definitely a good game. Damian Harris showed out especially after that fumble.
I had him on my fantasy love list.
He definitely did his thing. But Zach Wilson's 4 interceptions are tough because it's like, kid.
Are you putting that all on Zach, or are you putting that on this? Are you putting it all on Zach Wilson? Maybe he's not a good quarterback. Or are you putting it on Bill Belichick's a great defensive mind, especially against rookie quarterbacks?
I think they have a good defense. I like Bill Belichick is just one of the greatest coaches of all time, but I don't give him credit. Fuck him. I'm a Falcons fan. So I definitely think they have a great defense just in general. but like they just killed him because like two of those. I think it could go both ways because I know two of those interceptions were just horrible. Like, come on, bro. You really threw that. You really threw that. But like, there are another two they could have went either way. So it was just like it's just gonna be a long season for the Jets because he's a great talent. He definitely kept going. It. You gotta respect that. But like, it's gonna be a long season for them boys. So like, this was just like, okay, this showed you like not only are y'all gonna be the worst in the division, but like y'all gonna be the worst by far.
And I gotta see him twice a year. I gotta see Bill Belichick twice a year now. It's a little different.
Yeah, man. Fuck Bill Belichick though. He's a cheater.
Oh yeah. 49ers 17 at Lincoln Stadium, Eagles 11.
I need you to tell me about this game because I didn't watch this game. This game kept popping up on the red zone. But my question is what's up with the Eagles? Because like, yes, last week they played the Falcons. Everybody was talking highly on them. I don't see them being the Cowboys for nothing. But what's up with the Eagles, man? Talk to me about this. A lot of people picked the Eagles as a sleeper on this game.
So I put my joint out real quick. No hold bar right here. I'm just break it down.
No hold bar. I like it.
The Eagles were the better team. They had more yardage. They really were moving the ball. The 49ers are a running team. Check all the running backs. They're always stuffed, and I called that. The Eagles always have a strong front seven, and they completely contained the run game. It was just some big mistakes on the Eagles' part that lost them this game. I don't think the 49ers won the game. I think the Eagles lost themselves a second win on the season. So Jalen Reagor, he caught like a nice, I think it was like a 40-something yard touchdown. It got called back because he stepped out of bounds before he caught the ball. And eligible receiver, and they caught that one all the way back. So that was one time where they shot themselves in the foot. Right after that play, they attempt the field goal instead of getting the touchdown. They attempt the 48-yard field goal. 49ers block it. No points on the board for that whole drive.
Damn.
And then I think you've probably seen this highlight a few times. Quez Watkins caught that 91-yard bomb from Jalen Hurts. Got stopped right outside right on like the 5 or so yard line. But then right after that, they throw the ball to Javonte Smith. Pass interference call on the defense. 1st and 1, right? They're on the goal line, 1st and 1. They just get stopped off on the 4th. It's like 4th and 3 now. They lost a yard or so, like 4th and 2. They try to do the Philly special. The 49ers have seen the Philly special in the Super Bowl once already. We're not going to be surprised by it. They shut it down. No points on this drive.
49ers and Patriots, they got hit with the Philly special.
The Patriots. So those are 2 times where they had 2 touchdowns on the board, just wiped off the second one they didn't have it, but it was right there. They're sniffing the goal line. That's that stuff. Then again, in the 4th quarter, 17-11, their defense makes back-to-back forced fumbles. They make the running backs fumble back-to-back plays, and they were called back on some ticky-tacky penalties, like a holding in the secondary on a slight pull, but it was a running play, and he fumbled. It was like stuff like that, like an ineligible something. It wasn't deserved. And Hurts, he played a 50-50 game. 50% he was good. He was throwing like the 91-yard pass to Quince, the Jalen Reagor 48-yard touchdown that got called back. And then some of the times he did not look good. But he did also run for like 12 times for 80 yards. So like he did good on the feet. He had some heaves downfield that looked bad. But it just, honestly, that was their game to win. I don't want to blame it all on the rest, but it was kind of like that Carson Wentz and Rams game, where if they just didn't shoot themselves in the foot early or here or there, like this was their game to win. Just the other team came out with the win because they just played a slightly better game. I'm not low on I'm not panicking after this loss. I still think I thought they were the best team in the division. After this week, I believe the Cowboys are now the best team in the division, but the Eagles are right there. Like, I think they're a team that could potentially make wild card if they win 10 or so games. I haven't set their schedule so much, but
I don't like it, but we'll see. We'll see because they haven't looked bad. That's the best thing to explain. That's the best way to explain it.
I will point out that they did just lose 2 players last game.
They lost Brandon Graham, kid, and that's the heart and soul right there.
Brandon Graham is out, and also All-Pro Brandon Brooks is out now.
Isn't he an All-Pro?
Yeah, they're both All-Pros. Oh. One on the defensive end and one on the O-line. So that's two spots you don't want to lose players. So I will be paying attention to that looking forward on like how high I got the Eagles, because those are 2 things you can't lose: your pass rush and your protection.
Brandon Graham's out for the season, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ouch. That's a big hit. That's a big hit.
Moving on to probably the biggest upset of the week. Raiders 26, Steelers 17. This was a parlay buster. A lot of people lost a lot of money on the Steelers. All 3 of us, you, me, and Dax, all one of our losses on our predictions was on this game right here.
They fucked up my picks, man. Derek,
what are your thoughts
MVP
on this game?
Care.
What's your thoughts?
Man, MVP Derek Carr is on a tear right now. That's some bullshit, dog. I'm upset that they lost this game. Cause like I didn't watch this game. This game was on the red zone for me. So like it was coming in, but it was just like, how is Derek Carr picking apart defenses right now? Do you think he's gonna be able to do this all season?
Honestly, the way it's looking, I just saw an interesting stat. I don't have it in front of me right now. I'll find it later on, but his left tackle has not let up a sack has not let up like blown coverage, nothing this whole season. Like him and one other left tackle are the 2 best left tackles right now when it comes to that, which I was shocked because this O-line looked pretty, I won't say bad, but early in that game, they were creating hits, pressures, and everything on Carr. But I guess he wasn't. I guess he had his guy held down. Everyone else must have been fucking up. But that was my thing, was I was like, oh, well, he did it against the Ravens, who had 2 corners out, like all-pro corners. He did it against the Steelers. Like, now I can't. Now it's just like, well, like, you can't. Like, I know Steelers coming into the game didn't have Joe Hayden, Devin Bush, or Stephon Tuitt, but it's still the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, who was like next guy up mentality is a very real thing over there. They did lose Tyson Alelu, who was carted off during the early stage of the game, and then T.J. Watt, who got a groin injury in the second quarter. And I will point out, after T.J. Watt went out in the second quarter, the whole game shifted, and the Raiders scored twice with ease after those injuries. It was looking a little bit more of a stalemate beforehand, but I will say it's football. You can't just completely blame the injuries. Anything could have happened, but this is a game. If T.J. Watt is to miss more time, the Steelers are like, I won't say the worst in the division because I still think they're better than the Bengals. But if Derek Carr also continues this high level performance, I don't think he will. Honestly,
NFC.
The NFC, you got the Broncos, Chargers, them. Wait, no, my bad.
No, the AFC. I'm tripping.
Yeah, they're in the AFC West. Yeah, it's the Broncos, Chargers, them, and the Chiefs. Maybe Gruden got something cooking over there. Maybe Gruden. Hey, the one thing they said, they don't have a pass rush. Well, look at Max Crosby. He's on one of the leading pressures this whole out of everybody this year.
Are they leading the division now because the Chiefs are 1-1 and the Chargers are 1-1?
The Broncos are 2-0 as well. I'm sleeping on the Broncos. I try to tell people, hey, that they've got something brewing. But the Raiders, I was shocked going into the year. I saw the Raiders were like going into my betting websites. They were like top 3, like the favorites to come in last this year. Number 1 was the Texans. Number 2 were the Jags. Number 3 were the Raiders. And I honestly just was like, I don't think the Raiders are that bad of a team. They went 8-8. They got damn near the same exact team on paper. But I mean, I don't think he's going to be MVP, but I will say Derek Carr has had years in the past in which he was in MVP talks. So there is the potential of him putting up a 5,000-yard season, especially if Josh Jacobs misses more times and he's in, and he also, if he is in, they just don't do nothing.
That's wild. That's wild. But yeah, I was expecting Darren Waller to get shut down. What was his game? What was his stats looking like?
Darren Waller?
Mm-hmm.
Darren Waller had 5 catches for 65 yards. For a tight end, that's not bad, but for Darren Waller, that's not Darren Waller.
Because he's used to 19 targets. Like, that shit's scary, but not. The
Henry
Steelers are definitely
that game.
The Steelers definitely were depleted a little bit, but I'll give it to the Raiders offense. They kept it going, but Big Ben, we thought he was gonna be bad. I thought he was gonna be a manager, kid. He looking like an employee. He looking like a team member.
Big Ben's on the chopping block, bro. Like, his big old ass, he can't do shit on the field. I mean, I don't give a fuck what his stat says. I think he had like 300 yards or 295 yards, something like that. That was all garbage time. And even before that, it was a whole bunch of this dink and dunks. And when he did try to go deep, it didn't work out. And Najee Harris couldn't get shit going on for any run. He had a few catches for nice, like 50 yards or so. That made his fantasy day decent. But other than that, they had a bad offense.
He had a decent run or two. I seen and then he had a stiff arm.
No, he had a good run, but what was it? He had what was it? Shit, I didn't even write down his number. Oh, here it is. He had 10 carries for 38 yards.
Oh.
Yeah, but he also had 5 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown, which made him more fantasy relevant and made his day not a bust. But outside of that, he didn't set the run game to help set up the offense. And that's where it was one of the Big Ben's going to be bad if he has to create offense. He's going to have to rely off of play action.
I got to do some research on that Raiders defense. We made Lamar fumble twice.
He wasn't supposed. They weren't supposed to be good, but J.J. Abraham is balling. Max Crosby, defensive end, is balling. I think he had like 10 QB hurries this week or something. 8. I don't know. He had a good week this week, and he had a good one last week. But we can't spend too much time on that game because we're going to jump right into another game that left all of us with our heads scratching. Saints 7, Panthers 26. I'm not going to lie.
It would be wrong with this one. I got this.
Because if you go back and listen to the tape, I was even like, man, everything is pointing me in the direction of the Panthers. They're a home underdog, a home dog, bro. And it just like even on the betting aspect, it was like a lot of people are betting on the Panthers, but a lot of people are betting on the Saints, but most of the money was on the Panthers, which typically means a lot of the public who are putting in $10 bets, $20 bets, they're on the Saints. But the money, the people coming in putting 200,000, the people, the big baller experts, they're on the Panthers. And I was just like, oh man, why am I going against the experts? Like, but LASIK Winston sold me until this game, and he killed me. You live with LASIK, you die with LASIK.
Oh man! But look, we're gonna take a quick segment. We're gonna take a quick second to give our what's it called? Our Saints expert isn't here with us at the moment. He's in Atlanta making moves right now. But we're gonna give him a quick second to cut to him real quick to talk. We'll be right back, y'all boys.
7-26 was the final score. 7 points put up by the New Orleans Saints. 7-26. 7-26. Only 7 points, Jameis Winston. What? It's 7 points. I know damn well you ain't get that surgery just to fuck up like that. You looking like old Jameis. We don't need old Jameis. The fuck you on the New Orleans Saints now? Ain't no time for no bullshit. We need dubs. Ain't no reason why I should be crying at night. Cause of you. Real shit, man. Get y'all shit together, man. You was looking so good last week against the Green Bay Packers, and then the Panthers, the goddamn Panthers, Samuel Darnold. Man, y'all better get y'all shit together next week, man. Or I'm playing quarterback. Yeah, I'm finna suit and play quarterback. I could do it. Suit the nose ring, right? Yeah, I could do it. I could play quarterback.
Hey, man.
That's a state fan for you.
Hey, Jay, you got to stop trusting James, man. I've been telling you this for years. Even back when he was on the Bucs.
James going to bounce back. James is going to bounce. Don't worry about him.
It's all good, though. But I personally am okay with the Panthers winning because, like, fuck the Saints. We don't got beef this year. But, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm actually surprised about the Panthers' defense because this was something that they've been building, something they've been working on, something they've been cooking on the low. Like, the low, but, like, for that many young stars to be in the way that he Horn, Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, like all those young talents. I think they said I seen a stat they got like maybe 5 or 6 first rounders on the defense right now. It's like, oh wow, like y'all been cooking something, and it's like okay, now that Sam Darnold trade makes a little more sense. Now you didn't need a great quarterback, you just needed somebody to hold that spot and not mess up too much and keep the defense off the field. So with Christian McCaffrey as a playmaking the way they are, the Panthers could be a really sleeper team. They might accidentally take number 2 in the division if the Saints keep playing.
What I will say about the Panthers, I did want to talk about the defense, so I'm glad you brought that up. So I ain't even going to touch on that. So, but I had told you before about Ryan Tannehill and how he did after he left Miami and he left Adam Gase. That's exactly how I feel about Sam Darnold the moment he left Adam Gase and the Jets. It's a fuck Adam Gase tour. Adam Gase was a terrible coach, and Sam Darnold was a great college quarterback, reason why he got picked where he got picked. And honestly, I think he's going to be I don't want to say great yet, but I think he's going to be a really good talent. Like, he's showing it right now, and I think he might be, he's a sleeper that no one wants to talk about, but he's set up to win. And DJ Moore, his breakout season will continue. He's just going to continue to put a great stat line after great stat line until you got to put more respect on the Panther receivers.
No, we low-key have to at this point, but we're going to give it some time. But at this point, we kind of have to.
Yep. So jumping on in, going on over to the Broncos and the Jaguars. Broncos 23, Jaguars 13. The Jags came out. They looked pretty good on the first drive, scoring a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence to Marvin Jones. Little did you know that would be the only touchdown they would score that whole game. The O-line struggled. Trevor Lawrence struggled. He threw passes that could have been intercepted that was dropped. He did not look good for a second week in a row. This time I'll give him a little bit more credit. Unlike the Texans, the Broncos do have a great defense. So that is, I'm like, okay, I can't be too mad he did bad. But come on, man. 118 yards. Come on, bro. You're the number 1 pick. 2 interceptions. Come on, bro. You can't be doing all of that. I mean, you didn't have a Zach Wilson performance, but you didn't also give your team any hope of winning. One thing, the only W that I saw out of the Jaguars this week was the fact that they gave Carlos Hyde only 2 touches, and they gave James Robinson the bulk load of the carries, and he was out for like 90% of the snaps. I don't know why y'all didn't do that first week, but James Robinson is your running back. Don't be splitting the carries with Carlos Hyde.
He's the best player on the team.
Yeah. Teddy B, super efficient. One of the best against the spread road records I've ever seen. He goes now 23-3 on the road against the spread. Keep betting on him on the road. 328 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sutton, after tearing his ACL last year, he is looking pretty fucking good, especially with Jerry Jeudy out. He went out there, got 9 catches for 159 yards. Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, they split carries, but Williams outgained him 64 yards to 31. I'm telling you, just give it a little bit. Javonte Williams is taking over this backfield. He's going to rush for over 1,000 yards this year. That boy's the future. The only thing that makes me scared about the Broncos is that Bradley Chubb did re-aggravate his ankle. That was the reason why he missed week 1. That's why he was limited in practice coming into week 2. So him re-aggravating that ankle injury, especially with them having the Jets coming up next week, maybe they do sit him for this game. Like, it's just you don't want an injury to keep bothering you. So hopefully they get that figured out. You have anything to say about this game?
You know, I ain't watched this shit.
Yeah, this was one of them. You knew the record before you came in, and you could tell the players knew what was going to happen before they even hiked the first snap.
I mean, wanting to watch games like this, but it'd be taken away from There's so many games on at 1 o'clock, dog. Like, I got the shot.
I understand. There's 9 fucking games at 1 o'clock.
There was nothing I could do about that. I was like, I'm picking and choosing at this point now. Like, I forget watching them.
Well, then let me know about the Vikings and Cardinals. Cardinals 34, Vikings 33, nail biter.
Oh my gosh! So first off, I believe the Vikings are the best 0-2 team.
You believe the Vikings? Oh.
Adam Thielen scored, like, because they do what they're supposed to do every week. Adam Thielen scored as usual. Like,
I would just say that the Vikings just don't have a defense, and then that's the only place where I would say why I picked the Colts. But I feel like the Vikings have a better offense.
I respect it. Justin Jefferson scored, hit his gritty. You know you like this. You know you let us see it every time. So they didn't play a bad game on offense. It was Kyler Murray and them 400 yards that he threw. I'm not a stats guy, but like Kyler Murray's looking like he can keep this level of play. This is how we usually see Russell Wilson play in the beginning of the season. So if he continues this level of play right now, he's looking at some strong MVP talks. He's looking like a real deal. Like, everything's clicking for them boys right now. D-Hop 8. Like, D-Hop, I don't know if he 8, but he definitely scored. So this was a great game. This was a nail biter. This was probably the best game. This was the best game all week. This was the best game. And there was a couple of good games, but this is one of the best games. And like, I was really impressed by the Cardinals by really just coming through. And the Vikings, man, they missed that thing. Like, it be like that sometimes.
So I will stand on my 10 toes, and I will repeat that the Cardinals are going to go below 500. And like you saw, they are very beatable. They were a field goal away from an L instead of a W on the stat sheet, but that's all it takes in the NFL. Like, those 50-50 plays, anything can happen. One thing that makes me happy about my case is the Cardinals' defense in the first half looked terrible. It looked like the defense that I was talking about before the season started. Kirk Cousins was, I believe, like 12 for 15 or 13 for 15, 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, he was having himself a day come halftime. The second half, though, the D did come in, clamp up some shit, start showing, like, hey, maybe, like, this is a good defense. Maybe I am wrong. But Murray had himself a great day. I will not take away from Kyler Murray's performance, but he did kind of put them in a situation to almost lose. He had some mistakes. He threw a pick 6 that kept the game kind of close. I think that was like in the third quarter where he threw that pick 6. And then what was it? Then he threw a second pick in the red zone. I don't know if he was in the red zone, but he was like in the 30-yard, like field goal range. He came down towards the field goal. You know they're about to score again. And he throws a pick where he just heaves it over the receiver. But other than those 2 mistakes, he had a great day. But you kind of want him, like, those mistakes, you can't beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Brady or the Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Like, those are the things. Maybe he's a little young, but but I'm just saying, like, you're already up. Don't make some mistakes like that just because you're going for it. Play a little smarter, rely on your defense, do this, do that. But he did have himself a day. But if the Vikings did make that kick, we're sitting here talking about the Cardinals lost and the Vikings won. That's what I'm just saying. Like, everyone's real high on the Cardinals, but you can't be allowing 33 points. You can't allow 33 points and expect to win every game. That's where the
Hey, man.
Seahawks always fall off towards the end of the
Hey,
year.
man. Second best, the best 0-2 team, man. They lost the
So another great game. We had the Cowboys beating the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Even though it was in LA, the Cowboys had the majority of the cheers in that stadium. I don't know if you heard that game, but everyone cheered for the Cowboys in there, which was crazy to me.
Bro, this game upset me so much because my dog Jay Herbo, he was supposed to come through and get the dub easy. Don't get me wrong. The Cowboys, they ran that thing. They definitely did. Tony Pollard and Zeke looked good. They definitely was out there running that thing, ground and pound. You love to see it. But come on, Jay Herbo. Like, y'all boys was killing yourselves. Like, what? They got 2 touchdowns called back. One was from an illegal shift. What? Come on, Bo. We got winning to do. We can't be giving this stuff up in little situations. He threw a pick in the red zone, in the end zone. It's just like, what the fuck, Jay Herbo? Like, a lot. Don't get me wrong, it's not all on him. A lot of mistakes happen. Keenan Allen dropped one, and I think that was another pick. But it was just like, come on, dog. Y'all boys lost by a field goal, and the Cowboys scored early. Like they did. This was the Chargers game to lose the entire game. Like, you could have easily went up. This could have easily been a 28-32-14 game, like 32-20, because maybe Dak would have started throwing that thing. Like,
but they just stopped scoring.
But like, they just killed themselves. Like, the penalties killed themselves. You went from first and goal to what, third and like 20 something. Like, this is just, you killed yourselves. Like, you played yourselves. So it's tough. Like, and this is a tough, because the division at the end, they gotta really knock somebody out to win, to get in there. Like, for them to make the playoffs, they gotta knock somebody out and piss somebody off. So like, they can't lose these games that they could be winning like this. The Cowboys look good. I think a lot of people aren't talking about Michael Parsons after he played linebacker all Penn State, but now he's playing D end right now because of my dog Dan Quinn, former coach of the Falcons. Like, he really got that boy right, and Dan Quinn. And that boy got a sack and like 5 quarterback hits, and he's putting real pressure on every quarterback, and you got to respect it. But it's like, damn, y'all boys.
I think he had
really got to win.
He either had 8 QB hits or 8 QB hurries, but it led the league this week.
You went crazy. People aren't talking about that. That's going to be my pick for Defense Rookie of the Year, even though J.C. Horn got that pick on James Winston.
Hey, the Cowboys really got it done. I will say, it was Zeke had 16 carries for 71 yards. Pollard had 13 for 109 yards.
I was going to say, I didn't know the stats exactly, but I felt like Pollard looked a little bit better.
They ate, but I've been saying this since last year. I honestly think Pollard's a better running back than Zeke.
And he's cheaper.
But is that, as a GM, would that be a reason why if you can't get to Zeke, you're like, fuck, you gotta keep him as starter? Like,
yes.
If the contract, if they're both for $1 million, I believe Pollard would be number 1 running back.
I would have picked up Latavius Murray, and I would have told Zeke, hey man, you got.
I ain't gonna be able to reach with the Murray one.
Nah, you should have seen how he played Sunday night.
I know, I saw him.
And I would have looked at Zeke like, hey yo, hey, I need 1,000. If I don't get 1,000. But that's just me though. I'm about saving that paper.
That's facts. Well, real quick, if anyone was wondering why was Kev taking his shots earlier this episode, the reason being is the game coming up right now. The Falcons at the Buccaneers, 25-48. He bet 2 shots, one against me and one against Dax. Explain to us what happened in this game, Kev.
To the audio listeners, I'm giving the hardest shrug right now. Like, they tried to win the game, but like, it was a competitive affair for a while. But like, you know us over here, us dirty birds, we don't play 4 quarters. We got 3.5 in us. I be telling my lady the same thing. I don't need to play the whole game. I got a good 2 quarters. You can finish the rest. Like, it's tough. Like, it was 25-28 at one point. Like, the boys really came back. They stormed back. And I got the spread. I didn't care about the win. I was worried about the spread. I'm like, yeah, I got the spread coming.
You're
I'm
feeling
over
good.
I'm talking shit on YouTube comments. I'm talking shit on all the YouTube pages. Like, yeah, I got 20. I got 20 with the spread. Where the real fans at? And I'm thinking like, yeah. And next thing you know, pick 6. Okay, no big deal. Tom Brady scored. No big deal. You got time. Let's go score another one. Make the spread. Go ahead.
People an idea. It was 25-28 the end of the third quarter. So fourth quarter, Kevin's talking some shit.
And it's like, I'm not talking no shit, but I'm talking my shit because, like, I'm about to save that money. If you don't know me, I'm about saving that paper. So, like, I'm about to say that. Like, if I got my 20, I would have kept it moving. I would have put that bitch in the bank and kept it moving. Like, I wouldn't even touched it. Like, motherfucker, but it's these pick sixes that really hurt my heart. Like, it was like, come on, yo. Like, you can't even blame that on nobody else except yourself. Don't get me wrong. The second one was a batted throw that got picked up and taken back. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't happen in the National Football League like that. But it's like, come on, yo.
Like when it happened too.
Come on, yo.
Drives, fourth quarter. Game is close.
Like, you can't even blame that on the defense.
Even the score.
Come on, yo.
It was 25-28. And then y'all go
and
to
they did a lot of stuff early.
And then y'all go to punt the ball. And it was a bad punt. I don't know if y'all just like kicked it short or they returned it well. But I remember it was a bad punt. And Tom Brady had the ball at like the 38 or 40-yard line. Like, you can't get it right. And he throws like an easy 20-yarder to Godwin. Okay. It's still a close game. 10 points now. Yeah, all this time. Pick 6. Oh fuck. Okay. Pick 6. It's like, damn. Okay. I prayed for the Dolphins, and I prayed for the Dolphins, even if it costed me a shot. I was like, hey, if the Dolphins could pull this shit off, it would be a good weekend. Because like the Buccaneers fans living in Tampa is like, just fuck them.
Yeah, fuck up. I respect it, but not. It is what it is. It was the Bucs. The Falcons played. It's gonna be a long season. We knew that. We knew that after. Yeah, we look great. If we played like that last game, we would have won. But you know, that's just how we play. But it's gonna be a long season, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. But mask off, man. Fuck them.
Fuck it. So another big showdown. Titans at the Seahawks. Titans 33. Seahawks 30.
This shit was killer, man, because it was 24-9. I'm talking my shit. I'm watching the red zone. I'm talking my shit. I'm over here like, hey, man, I told y'all boys, like, if they not going to run it, they ain't run it, they not going to do nothing. Now, look, 24-9. I told y'all it wasn't going to be a close game. Let me go. I should have bet niggas shots since motherfuckers, they was talking like that. And guess what they did? They gave it to the king. How you come back?
Losing 23-9 halfway, more than halfway through the third quarter, and you're running the ball. Any other team, you're crazy. Only the 2 teams that could do that are the Vikings and the Titans.
No, literally. And the thing is, like, the Vikings did that and fumbled. But it was the fact that, like, it was exactly what was in the scouting report, what was in the game plan. Like, yo, if you feed him, he's gonna break. Like, these are facts. Like, he's gonna break because he's too fast. He's gonna break on his defense because you're not gonna want to tackle him after 15 tackles. Like, because you have to tackle him down low. Like, I was actually talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody that played against him in high school because he's from Florida. You have to literally look at his knees and hug him. So, like, you don't want to tackle him too much because he's gonna stiff arm you. Because he knows it is crazy because he can put the ball in different hands so fast just to throw that stiff arm. Is scary. But, like, he's gonna stiff arm, so you're not gonna want to tackle him after 15. So, like, if he starts picking up steam after that 15, that's where you get them 60-yard runs from. And now it's a close game. And he ran the ball. That don't make no sense. It scored with like 30 seconds left to tie that shit up to take it to overtime. running the ball. Like, that's scary.
I'm not gonna lie. The Titans had I think it was 6 drops in this game where I won't put it all on Tannehill because I don't think he had a bad game. The Julio touchdown called back because he's out of bounds. AJ Brown himself had 4 of the 6 drops himself, which is not like AJ Brown. He had a deep touchdown drop, where he had it right. It's just those times where you're just you think damn, if this was where the team was gonna come back and win it, it was there. But it didn't happen each of those times, and they're settling for a field goal and they're punting the ball away. So you're just really damn, the Seahawks got this one in the bag. And then I think it was Sinel, or not Sinel, what's his name? Lee Wan. I think it was his left guard. I can't remember, but one of the people on the O-line, great run blocker, he went out. So to continue to run the ball, when you already have Safford out, who's an all-pro lineman, and you just lost another great run block lineman, that just, I think, I can't even give them enough kudos in that performance. And I won't say the refs were trying to hold him, but come on now, that was a touchdown. Julio's come on.
I've never seen him. I've never seen him before, but I will give credit to the Seahawks offense. They stopped scoring. Chris Carson was doing his thing, like I said he would. But they stopped scoring.
He started good, but I thought the same thing. I thought he did good.
He ended the game scoring
with 13 carries and 31 yards. And I was shocked because I thought he had better numbers than that. He had 2 touchdowns, which salvaged his day when it came to fantasy. But 13 carries and 31 yards ain't getting the job done. There was a few runs where he did have some good carries, but as a whole, I didn't realize how lackluster he did on the day.
That's scary.
Tyler Lockett stole the day for the Seahawks with those big catches.
Whoa, don't forget about my dog Fred Swain out of Florida. Don't forget about that
touchdown now.
Bro, I don't know what the Seahawks is running, but them boys be open. Deep, them boys be open. You got an accurate ass quarterback like Russ, that's scary. But the Seahawks they took an L on this one. They shouldn't have lost this game.
So, I have a question. Do you believe on the Titans side, is Julio the number 1 or AJ Brown the number 1?
Why would you ask me that question? Julio Jones is obviously the number 1. Not because he's a better receiver, it's just because he has more. He can do more. He can do everything in the route tree, so you can call every play to him, even though he just got there.
Okay. I just want to see, because let's look at this game. I mean, they both got about the same amount of targets, so they're both probably the same caliber.
That's just because AJ Brown is just more. They got that chemistry. Once Julio and Matt Ryan, not Matt Ryan, Ryan Tannehill really started throwing that bit deep, and he started seeing Julio grabbing things and see how strong he is on that slant. And once they start running the wheel, the hitch route. Oh my goodness!
Looking towards the future, though, we'll see how they do without. Now 2 linemen are going to be out, so we'll see, which is going to be big for their whole game.
Man, put Derrick Henry in lineman, dog. He's strong. That individual is stronger than most of us.
So big shocker Sunday night football.
Shocker for who? For who?
Chiefs 35, Ravens 36. Before you go on and start telling me about how you knew Lamar was going to do it, and Lamar's the guy, and Lamar this, and Lamar that, I will give you the Chiefs cannot stop the Ravens' run game, especially towards the end of the game when you needed to stop the run game to get the clock down and everything. That you couldn't do it. The Ravens, though, they couldn't stop the pass game. I'll give them some credit. They still don't have 2 starting DBs back there. I understand, but as it is Patrick Mahomes. But they completely shut out Tyreek Hill, but that did allow for everyone else to eat. Travis Kelce still had a great day, 7 catches, 109 yards and a touchdown. Pringle, 2 catches, 63 yards and a touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson, 3 catches, 46 yards and a touchdown. Mahomes is gonna get it done. And I think he threw it to 10 different receivers or something. I just remember the analysts just kept saying that, like, that's his 9th receiver he threw it to. That's his 10th receiver he threw it to on the night. But if Clyde Edwards-Helaire does not fumble right there, they're right there. They're already near field goal range. You could feel it. But it's football, baby. Like, they made that big pivotal stop. They got the ball now. Momentum shifts. No one's been after the second half. No defense was really making any stops, and then that fumble happens in a crucial moment of the game. It felt like Sunday Night Football. It was an amazing game to watch. If they run it back, I'm taking the Chiefs again, just because I don't suspect them to allow a fumble in that scenario again.
Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Hey man. Hey, in the words of the great Kendrick Lamar. Hey man, shout out that boy Lamar, dog. That boy did his thing, man. I really did not like how y'all was talking down on my homie. Like, I was talking down like.
Dax is burying him. I was at least saying I just don't think he's all that.
And nah, I'm on your neck because Dax ain't here right now. So you ain't protect your neck. So I'm on your neck, kid. What's it called? Y'all really made it seem like, yeah, man, that's just kryptonite, man. What's it called? Yeah, I was thinking like, yeah, the Chiefs would have beat the Ravens. Nope. Bro, this man really showed his ass because, like, don't get me wrong, that was definitely probably one of his best games he's going to play this season. So, like, but he really showed his ass because, first off, they're over here running. They can't do shit about that run game. And this isn't even their starting running back. These are facts.
Well, don't sleep on Tyson Williams, though. He has been looking like a stud so far.
I just brought up Latavius Murray. You almost kicked me out the call. Like,
well, you look at Latavius Murray, 9 carries, 36 yards. Tyson Williams, 13 for 77.
But, like, them boys are just going after then Lamar. What do you have, 10 for, like, 107 or 16 for 107?
You can't stop that run. I will say he's not the best
the way
passing, but no other quarterback can do what Lamar does. So you're okay with that.
He can't. He definitely not passing. Like, you seen the 2 interceptions. Like, you just can't throw that shit around Tyrann Mathieu. Like, that's just some shit you don't want to do. Like, that's not even smart. But my shit looks so good in the purple light.
Oh my god.
But them boys really did their thing. Like, you gotta respect that. Cause like, even though they didn't have a great defense, it didn't really stop the pass, they stopped the deep ball, the deep threat. Like, Tyreek really wasn't going on. They called him Clampington. Like, they knew what was going on with Tyreek. So them boys was really playing. So like, they definitely played their best game. And like, their O-line really held up a lot better than I expected. And like, the Lamar throws to Hollywood Brown, especially that last touchdown, it was something magical. And it just showed that them boys is here to fight. So even if this isn't their year this year, as long as they keep their core together and they stay working and stay on winning, look at that. Yes. They stay working. They stay working. They stay working and stay winning. They're gonna be all good.
Well,
they're gonna be all good, and they're gonna be Super Bowl contenders one of these seasons.
What I will say is he did have that one throw. He had a couple throws to Hollywood Brown, but there was that one, but it was like a completely blown coverage, or it was just a completely all-out blitz. It was just no one back there. It was still a great throw. You jump up and everything, but there was another throw right before the pick six to Tyrann Mathieu, and it was a overthrow. Hollywood Brown blew past everybody, overthrow, and it was just one of those things where you're like, come on, man, like. Those are the throws you got to make by now. But once again, just because he can't make that throw, okay, cool. Someone else might not be able to make that throw. But can they take a ball for 50-yard touchdown like Lamar can? Nah. So, like I'm
telling you, then y'all never want to hear y'all speaking down on Lamar with bass to your voice. It's okay if y'all speak. Y'all say the Ravens gonna lose, but never with bass to your voice.
I had bass. Only reason is because they're coming up against Kansas City, my homeboy. And once again, even though it was a loss, I will say Mahomes put on it.
Right?
He put on an MVP performance. I think he's still my favorite to win it. 24 for 31, 343 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception.
Hey, but they showed you the way to beat them. Don't give them the ball.
Oh yeah, hey.
Boy.
How can they beat us if they don't got a chance?
So that wasn't like one of the plays of the year just off the facts. And so far, just off the face that like them boys really sat down and said, "Hey, yo, Lamar, man, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? You want to go for it? Oh yeah, I'm going for it, coach.
Go for it. Go for it. Okay. Yeah. No. You saw, hey, anyone that follows Totally Blitz podcast, at Totally Blitz or at Totally_Blitz on Twitter. You saw the tweet I had. It was from
they showed they nut.
They had his balls big enough to fit a wheelbarrow. That's what John Harbaugh was rocking that night.
Yeah, them boys showed their nuts out of it. That was a great win for them. I don't expect them to do that in the playoffs. But like, and even if you do say, and it's hurtful for like you out of everybody to say if that fumble didn't happen, it's a different game, because that's crazy. Because like that's exactly what everybody was saying about the Dolphins all week. But we're not gonna take it there, because we know what skill is. We know what it is to punch out a football. We know what it is. But
I will say I don't like Clyde Edward that much as an all-purpose back.
I respect it, but like they were losing though when he fumbled. It's not like they was like it's different. Like you're losing, kid. Like y'all
I like Buckner to make it from where he fumbled on that.
Here's the thing though. Y'all the mighty Chiefs. Like y'all can't just be coming back every game like y'all the 2017 Warriors, like you said in the last recap. Like these are the mighty Chiefs. Y'all had to come back from the Browns. Y'all had to come back from the Browns. Y'all didn't come all the way back from the Ravens. That's gonna kill y'all come playoff time.
Schedule from last year. They were the last 12 games. They were 1-12 against the spread. They win games by like 3 points or less. Oh, you think the Chiefs are really blown? Like they blew out the Jets and I think one other team last year. But if you really check their schedule, every game was within like 4 points.
Right. Check their Super Bowl run. They came back from down 10 every week, like every game. But it's just like y'all can't be doing that and be expecting to win a Super Bowl. Like come on, fumbles can happen. People can go for it on 4th and 1. Like this is football.
After Sunday night, we had a little less exciting Monday night.
I like that.
17 at the Packers 35. I liked it for the first half.
Yeah, I was about to say I liked it for
17,
the first half.
14.
The Lions just couldn't play like that for 4 whole quarters because they played good. They did their thing for a second, like 14, like 30 minutes. They was holding it down.
I will say though, at halftime, I think Jamal Williams, Javonte Williams for the Lions, the running duo, they combined for 57 yards on 13 carries. Afterwards, they didn't do anything just because they abandoned the run game after a few Aaron Rodgers quick touchdowns after halftime. I will say Green Bay's defense does look vulnerable, though. This defense does not look as good as the defense that people really thought they were going to be. Like, people were pretty high on this defense. Jair Alexander, Zadarius Smith, who I know was out, but still, this was a defense that was supposed to help Rodgers take them to the Super Bowl this year. A great defense, great offense. But if bad teams are able to score, good teams are going to be able to score even more.
Nah, definitely. I think they just made the defense didn't look terrible. Didn't look horrible, but it didn't look good. Zaire Smith was out, but Jair Alexander ain't give up nothing on his side, like at all, even slightly. And the Lions just made a lot of mistakes. They fumbled some snaps passed a snap over his head, threw some terrible interceptions, just kept the defense on the field. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. I will say this though, that boy Amani, what's it called? Ain't let nothing go on his side. And that last pass interference call with Devontae Adams was some bullshit.
Yeah, but hold on that one.
Yeah, check out that Lions corner though. That boy ain't playing. That boy is something serious, no cap.
But Lions once again just lost another corner. Rookie corner, I believe out of Syracuse. He was supposed to be nice. Now he's out. Jeff Ugura or whatever. I can't remember his last name. I can't pronounce his last name. I apologize. But he's out. Another starting corner they had. Now it's just Amani. So any Lions fans, that's not good news.
But shout out that boy Money. That boy is it.
Then I will say I don't believe the Lions are the worst team after this performance. Their O-line is phenomenal. Jared Goff, I don't like.
I seen a stat that they have some. I didn't mean to cut you off. But I seen a stat that they have somebody that hasn't given up a sack since week 4 of like 2018 or like 2018, back when he was at Oregon.
That was the left tackle, Panay.
That's scary. That's scary.
Yeah. So, and Jared Goff, he's not a great quarterback, but he has time. That's what I'm saying. At halftime, this game was scary as a Packer better. I'm happy that they just made a few mistakes, but if they clean up those mistakes, I do believe this team was moving on the Packers. Where if they don't have to rely only on Goff to make big plays because you're down 17 in the fourth quarter, the Lions are a pretty decent team. So we'll see how they go moving forward. So talking end of one week, going into the next week, we're gonna talk for Thursday night football coming up. We have the Panthers, Sam Darnold, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore rolling into town at the Texans. Tyrod Taylor seems to be he's gonna be out for a few weeks. Rookie out of third round pick, Davis Miles? He's taking over the helm. The spread's 7.5 or 7, but right now Panthers are favored by a touchdown. How are you feeling about this game?
I think if Tyrod Taylor was in there, this would be what you would call a trap game. Because this game would be like, okay, the Panthers just beat the Saints. They're supposed to look boom, Texans aren't all that. But the Texans are coming, that motherfucker surprise everybody and end up leaving with a W. So it would be like, but because Tyrod Taylor's not in, I just don't see it. Sam Darnold is probably gonna have a field day on those corners because even Trevor Lawrence threw 300 yards on that defense. So it's definitely gonna be a field day. That Carolina defense is gonna be too much for that young quarterback to come in there because they got J.C. Horn on the other side and they got Burr on the other side. I can't remember his name right now, but their corners is the truth. So like, it's just gonna be a long day for Houston on Thursday.
Yeah, honestly, I sometimes, especially when it comes to Thursday night footballs, I usually like to rock with the underdog team. Not this week. If Tyrod Taylor was in, this would be maybe a home dog scenario. This is a home puppy right now. Okay, wait, a home pup. All right, rookie.
Still getting potty trained.
Yeah, no, this is not gonna be a good week. Honestly, I don't even think 7 points is enough. I'm coming into the Thursday. I'm probably gonna hammer that 7. I believe Sam Darnold, fuck Adam Gase, toward Christian McCaffrey. The Texans, they do not have a rushing defense really, and I think that's gonna be exposed this week with Christian McCaffrey, Mr. Do It All back. DJ Moore is really on his stud season, and when you're having good seasons like this, those games when you're going to play against bad defenses or bad corner secondaries, these are games where you're going to have to do a lot because you might not have a lot of games where you can go off for 150 yards. So when these games roll around, you got to take advantage of these scenarios. And I think Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. I think it's going to be a boring game because I think after that, it's going to be a game you tune away after halftime. Like just like last week with the Saints. Damn, like you just start tuning away by midway through third quarter. You're looking on like what else is on TV right now?
No, this is definite. But before we slide out, what's it called? Super quick, back to the Packers game because we didn't bring this up. But that boy Aaron Jones, 4 touchdowns.
Oh, Mr. Monster!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Shout out! So in my fantasy league, my boy was down by like 20 points. The other team had TJ Hawkinson, who scored like 18 points, had a great game. Aaron Jones on his team though had a 41 burger. Came back after the other guy was talking. Oh my gosh, it was a great one of the greatest fantasy comebacks I've ever seen.
Amazing. I clap it up. But Aaron Jones, for rest in peace, his father. They said he lost his he had a necklace with his father's ashes on him, and then he lost it on the field. So it was like, oh, this shit was like something.
They found it though. Thank God they found it. Yes, I saw. I saw. I believe ESPN notification or something, but they said they found it. All intact too.
Shout out them boys. That boy Ian. That boy did his thing. That boy did his take the mask off. That boy did his thing. And we back. We had to take a quick intermission for a quick 2 seconds. You know how that goes. But hey, shout out that boy Paul. Shout out that boy me. We came through. I had another podcast for y'all boy. What episode is this now? Episode
3.
Yeah, so we on the week 3, episode 3. You know what I'm saying? This was the recap. This was a lit-ass week 2. Great football. Great week of football. Happy to see it. Paul, you got any words on week 2?
Going on week 2, I know I had a bad week on betting, so I'm gonna try to get my shit together. So on come next episode, I'm gonna have some locks that hey, I'm gonna get you your money back for anyone who rode with me. Other than that, I myself, I poured up one more. I started off taking 6 to start the episode. I might as well take one to end the episode.
Nice. Nice. I respect it. I'm not touching that shit again.
To anyone who's listening and can't see the video, I poured up another shot. I'm about to take one, so cheers to all my listeners out there.
And you know those 6 I still hit because he definitely said that twice. But hey, man, this has been a Totally Blitzed podcast. It's your boy Kev Waterboi Savoi, aka Lil KK, aka the Don PYE, aka the nigga that pulling up while you sleep. You already know how we coming. Shout out that boy Paul Pick'em Win'em Paul. You know how we do it. This is how we going. Shout out the La Familia. Shout out the fam. Shout out everybody. Shout out niggas that not getting shout it out. Cause like fuck y'all. We gonna keep it moving. Ready? It's been the Totally Blitzed podcast. See you later, man.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting.